Hello, viewers at home. Welcome to this exciting moment with us on this program, Women's World. Today we are looking at pregnancy. This is one thing that all women or most women go through or love to go through, because when you want to have a baby, you have to go through the stage of pregnancy. You have to go through the stage of pregnancy before you can have a baby. So today with me, I have Nurse Shopeju Lawa from the State Hospital. You're welcome to this program, ma'am.
Thank you very much. Good afternoon, viewers.
So today we are looking at pregnancy. I want you to tell us, everyone watching, about pregnancy.
Actually, when we say pregnancy occurs, or conception occurs as a result of a man and a woman having coitus, which leads to pregnancy. Then if one wants to get pregnant, we should try to ensure that there is no contraception. That's the first stage. If there is any contraception, one is not really ready to get pregnant.
Okay.
You should ensure, if one has any of the family planning contraceptives, one should stop it before one can say, I'm ready to get pregnant.
Okay.
Then one should monitor the menstrual cycle, should monitor the ovulation period. Then you should eat good healthy foods.
Okay, how do I monitor the ovulation period?
Actually,
that is really a case for most women.
Most women.
Yeah.
Actually, the ovulation, when a woman has a 28-day cycle, the ovulation is probably to be on the average of that cycle.
Okay, how do you count it?
When one starts a menstrual period on the first day, then the last day, which may be the 10th day or the 7th day, that last day,
or the 5th day,
as most people. So you now count 10 days after that menstruation. Yes, 10 days after the menstruation. So in between that last menstruation, going through the 10th day, those are the period of the ovulation.
In between the 10th
days. Between the 10th day.
That means it can come around the 5th?
Around the 5th, the 6th, on the 7th.
But there's another one that says when you count from the first day to 14 days. That you count 14 days from the first day of the menses. From the first day of the
menses.
Is it still the same?
Actually, they calculated it together.
Okay.
But the most accurate ones that we normally use is immediately after the menstrual period, you count 10 days. So if the frequency is much, the intimacy between the man and the woman, if it is more than necessary, the sperm may not be able to stay in the body for that 72 hours.
If it's more than necessary.
More than necessary. That's why I said, for 72 hours, the sperm will stay in the body.
Okay.
After the intimacy. So if you have coitus today, now you will leave a day for the other day.
Okay.
So those periods, you can see that the 72 hours is still counting, whereas egg in the human may be released and for just 24 hours.
Okay.
So when the sperm meets with the eggs, that is when we say pregnancy has occurred. Okay. And if there is proper implantation, we say there is pregnancy. But if the implantation is not successful, another cycle will begin and the person will start having menstrual period again.
Okay. So now, what are those symptoms for young women, young wives and all that? What are those symptoms of pregnancy?
The symptoms of pregnancy varies. We try to classify it in 3 stages. We have the presumptive signs, we have the probable signs, and the positive signs. And for a late term, we say the first trimester, the second trimester, and the third trimester. In the first trimester or the presumptive signs, the first thing the woman will notice is absence of menstruation, which is called amenorrhea. And it's not in all cases that when there is absence of menstruation, will result to pregnancy.
Okay.
There are times in which there may be hormonal imbalance or any other disease that may occur in the body system of such a woman. So then the woman will be having frequency in micturition, then there will be breast enlargement, then there will be, we call something linea nigra. The linea nigra is a kind of a longitudinal line from the lower abdomen down to the pubic area.
Okay.
So that line will be darkened. It will be darkened very well, to be well pronounced. Then there will be the area of the nipple will be darkened, and at times we normally have some women will have a abdominal striae. You will see a lot of marks on the women abdomen.
Okay.
It will be more pronounced. So those are the signs of pregnancy. Then in the second stage, that I call the second trimester, which is the probable signs, you start to have a kind of movement. You feel the movement of the baby in utero. At times, when we have a kind of quick and sharp movement within 16 weeks to 20 weeks, that first movement, we call it quickening.
Okay.
So that's one will tell you that something is developing in me.
Okay.
Then the fetal heart rate, you can pick up the fetal heart rate as well using fetoscope. We use something we call fetoscope to pick up the fetal heart rate. Then we can use since we are in more modernized era, we use sonicate. That one is a kind of digital electronic something that is used to pick the fetal heart rate as well. Then
why is that necessary?
To monitor the fetal heartbeat of the baby.
Okay.
Actually, when a woman is pregnant, we advise them to go to the health centers or hospitals to register for antenatal clinic.
Okay.
So the third one, which I said during the third trimester, the woman can have the movement of the fetus will continue. Then there will be a kind of movement. The movement will increase. Okay. Then there can be scan. One can do scan to
often or how many
yes.
times can
we can do it at the early stage, then the middle stage, and towards the time of delivery,
like 3 times.
But if there is any other contrary indication, one will have to do it more frequent than doing it just 3 times during the pregnancy.
Okay. So now, for women that some people will just say they don't know that they were pregnant, or I've heard that people just don't know that. Some people, few people like that, they don't even know that they were pregnant. They've been expecting for a long time, and they never knew they were pregnant. Maybe they went to the hospital or something else, and all of a sudden they said, baby is coming, you know. How possible is that?
You will feel a kind of evidence in you. Okay. You will know that there is something in you. The fatigue will be there. There will be changes in your physiological appearance.
And maybe because the person has been waiting for so long, the person has maybe given up or not even paying attention to the body again.
That's the case. Yeah. Some people may not know. Once they are expecting for long, someone that knows that at let me say the women of childbearing age, if they are pregnant, they will know immediately. But those that are expecting, that has been long that they have been expecting, they may not know until they go to the hospital. But at times, if they miss their period, if they are within the period age, if they miss their period, they should know that this calls for attention.
But some people still menstruate when they are
pregnant. Still. Of course, that is when there is implantation. So some people will, or hormonal bleeding, some people will be having a kind of a bleeding, we call it spotting. That is when it's time for the person to menstruate, that is when the blood will come. So it will not be a kind of a regular stuff.
Okay.
So the person will still see the bleeding. So then it will stop.
Okay.
So often and often like that, some people may be having that bleeding
Okay.
prior to delivery.
Okay. So now, how necessary is antenatal to a pregnant woman?
Antenatal clinic is very, very essential and necessary, because for a first timer who is coming to take up the pregnancy, she needs a supervision which should be from an health worker. So we advise such to go to the health centers or hospitals to register on time, because they will help her to monitor all the necessary things: blood investigations, the vital signs, blood pressure, the temperature, and the
excessive protein or something.
Protein. They check for protein in the urine, then check for the glucose. Then most especially they watch out for women who will have high blood pressure.
Okay.
Because there are some instances in pregnancy, we call it a preeclampsia. That preeclampsia is a kind of when there is elevated blood pressure. But if the person does not register on time, how will we know that there is elevation in the blood pressure? So when we notice that, we will have to manage that pregnancy till term, because if the woman should continue with that increased high blood pressure, it may cause something that is fatal. It will affect the mother and the baby in utero. Then we, after checking for that, during their laboratory investigations using the urine, when we notice that there is protein in the urine, that calls for proper management as well.
So what causes the protein? Is it normal protein, eating protein food, proteinous food or something?
Actually, it's not a matter of eating proteinous food. When there is a preeclampsia, there are some cardinal signs that will let us know that this person is having that preeclampsia. Like there will be headache, there will be increased high blood pressure, then there will be presence of protein in the urine, and the mother's hand, the legs and the face may be swollen. So when this occurs, we do a kind of good monitoring for the mother and the baby to curb the maternal mortality and the fetal mortality.
And I think sometimes they will say the mother doesn't have enough blood and all that.
That one is
the person
anemia.
might be eating enough vegetables still to see
no blood. That one is anemia. Okay. And if that occurs, we normally ensure that they take routine drugs. Routine drugs like ferrous, folic acid, then we have vitamin C, then B complex, then there are some prenatal vitamins. That is pronatal. Thank you very much. So we advise people to take it. Eat a lot of fruits, vegetables.
Okay, if one is taking that prenatal, does that person still have to take vitamin C and the other? Is it a combination of everything in one? Or?
No. The pronatal has a little of folic acid in it.
Okay.
So we still want pregnant women to include folic acid
to prenatal
with the prenatal they are taking.
Okay. Why is the taking of the weight important?
Thank you. If peradventure I'm weighing 65 prior pregnancy and there is something in me that is growing, the more that fetus is growing, the more I had weight to myself.
Okay.
So if we monitor the weight, we know that this baby is developing. There is no growth retardation in utero. The baby is growing normally as it's supposed to be. Okay. But if there is a kind of a drop in the weight, we will know that something is happening. Okay. So we check that out.
Okay. So now, what are those food exercises that one needs to do? Because I know there is excesses of some things.
Yes.
So what are those things, food that we need to take?
We should take proteinous food, carbohydrates, vitamins, minerals, then water. We should take them
That's a balanced
moderately.
diet. Okay.
Yes, a balanced diet.
Okay.
The woman of childbearing age should take adequate balanced diet.
Okay.
So it's not a kind of taking pap in the morning, taking pap in the afternoon, taking pap in the night. That one is not balanced.
Okay.
But when we say a balanced diet, you must ensure that there is protein, there is carbohydrate, there is vegetables, fat and oil, and everything is complete in the diet that you want to take.
Okay.
Then you take a lot of water.
How about the exercise? Is it really jumping or,
Mild,
or just walking or something?
Yes, mild exercises during pregnancy will assist the woman. We can, if someone knows how to swim, we can swim during pregnancy as well. It helps. Then walking, then a kind of a
Some
miniature
house
chores,
okay.
you can do it as well. So those
But some women will
exercises
be
that are
asked
not
not to do some things, like maybe, I don't know, like sweeping, maybe, I don't know, maybe the baby is at risk or something.
And if there is no problem to the fetus, there is no reason a woman cannot sweep. You can still sweep. But if the abdomen is protrude, you can use, we have a longer broom. Because when I was, during my pregnancy, when I was the first child that I have, that's what I do. I will not even leave my house to be dirty. Getting pregnant does not say you should not be you should be hygienically upright. Both environmental sanitation, food hygiene should be inculcated during pregnancy. Pregnancy does not, we are not pregnant in our palm now, neither are we pregnant in our feet.
Okay.
So you should do whatever you are doing.
How about
even
taking care of the body? Because some women will just leave themselves.
They will leave themselves. Even to brush at times, it will be a difficult thing for some women. So we should ensure daily bathing, brush your teeth regularly, do your hair, make sure the pubic hair and the armpits are well taken care of, because there are some discharges during pregnancy.
Okay.
The discharges are more during pregnancy. So if we do not take care of that, some women will smell during pregnancy, which is not supposed to be. So good sanitation should be added during pregnancy.
What about people that spit? Is there, I mean, some people just spit and spit. Vomit.
That is one of the
Those
signs
are
of pregnancy. Yes.
How can you manage it? Because some
Thank
people, they
you.
irritate other people around.
Of course. So when one knows that there is excessive salivation, we should try to encourage them to take something that is dry, like biscuits.
Okay.
They should leave these spicy foods. We encourage them to take excessive salivation. Okay. So you skip junk foods, go for something that is dry. Then you take a lot of water.
Okay. So what are the risks in pregnancy? There are so many risks. So like, can we see yes or?
Risk during pregnancy. We can say when a woman is pregnant, one essential thing that the woman must not see is blood.
Okay.
Then there must not be short of blood, which will result to anemia. Okay. Because if there is shortness of blood,
like what percentage, like 30, 26, 37, is this still okay?
It's still okay. Then we build it up to like 30, 32.
Okay.
So if there is not enough blood in the woman's system, the one that is meant to go to the baby through the placenta will not be able to move to that baby. So the baby will not be able to develop and take the nutrients that is meant to be taken from the woman. Okay. So that will cause diminished fetal growth.
Okay. So now, what about you find out that they do ask when one goes to antenatal, the family history of a pregnant woman? Why is that necessary?
Thank you. We ask for the family history because at times there are some lineage that have a history of twin gestation, triplets. At times we have quadruplets at times. So when we know all this, we will be able to monitor the woman and do a kind of follow-up for her if in case she's carrying more than one gestation. Then the family history will also tell us that when they are pregnant in their family, do they usually have a raised blood pressure? Do the woman normally have a kind of a headache? Is there any swelling of any parts of the body during pregnancy that will tell us that something is going to happen? So we have for the medical history, the surgical history. The medical history will tell us that if you are on treatment for a kind of a medical term, any other disease that we need to monitor during pregnancy, that one will tell us that this woman too is at risk to have such. So we will quickly know what to do.
What are the myths about pregnancy? We have so many in our culture, so many around us here. Don't walk in the sun, don't do this, don't eat okra, don't do that, don't do that. So let's hear some. Is it medically approved or something?
It's not really medically approved, but if a woman is the working class type, are we going to tell her that
not to go to work?
Not to go to work? So we have to do things moderately. You can go to work, it doesn't disturb you. Not working in the sun, maybe it's you that the sun will be penetrating on. If you like, walk from here to Okeade because you want the sun to shine on you. It's left to you now. You will know on your own body that this heat is too much.
No, there are beliefs that I don't know.
They should not work in the sun because of evil spirits.
Maybe
they said evil spirits will come, and at times there are some women that will put safety pin in their clothes to prevent evil spirits to come. All those taboos, may God help us. At times they will even tell people that they should not take a snail because the baby will be salivating, the baby will be slow, and all these foods that they are restraining pregnant women to eat is full of nutritious foods. They have calcium, they have sodium, they have all other nutrients in them, which the pregnant women need for the growth and development of the fetus. So those are the things
I think
that
we are running out of time.
Happen.
So what can you advise women that are pregnant, expecting mothers, and those that are already pregnant already?
Those that are expecting pregnancy, expectant mothers, like I've said, if one is on contraception, you should ensure that you remove the contraceptive. Then
a first timer expecting a first timer mother, or let me say first the person has not conceived at all and is expecting.
You monitor the ovulation as I've said. Then you check for your menstrual cycle, so you'll be able to monitor the ovulation. The kind of the stages that comes during the ovulation, it's different from the normal stages that we have. That's when it is the ovulation period, the day of that ovulation, the stage will be a kind of a mucus like, we call it pimp bucket. If you put it in your hand,
it will
be slippery. Then if you stretch it will stretch minimally. That is the ovulation day itself. So we encourage women that is expecting to monitor their ovulation period, meet with their partner daily, then alternate days. It should not be so frequent, so that the sperm can meet with the eggs in order to fertilize it. Then they should eat good foods, good healthy foods. They should take fruits, vegetables. Then they take prenatal vitamins. Then enough water. And they should have adequate rest.
Okay, thank you very much for coming, and thank you, Via Saturn, for being there. You've heard it all, so don't take risk, especially for those that are pregnant already. Try and register on time to any health center or general hospital around you, and take care of yourself. Eat good food. Until come your way again on the same program next week. Bye bye.
Right.